The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Hello and welcome in. What up? How's everybody doing? What up? What up, everybody? Hello. Hey. Oh, thought we were glitching for a second there. What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. Welcome on into your Friday stream. Should be a good one. Lots of fun stuff to get into. You know, I'm a little irritated. I have my headphones on, as you can see. I found them, but this shit ain't, it's not, I'm not, what the fuck? I'm supposed to be monitoring the audio. I can't hear nothing in here. Adam! We're a little bit closer each day to getting the new setup and all the new technologies all figured out. Anyways, what's up? How you guys doing? How you like the new lighting? Is it too bright? Is it too pink? Is it too red? Let me know. Looks like we won't be able to watch any videos today. And I got to make sure I turn that audio off because I was apparently blinding or deafening you guys with some of the audio that happened on the last stream. So my apologies about that. But it should be a good ass day, man. We got some really fun stuff to talk about. Not dark enough? Yeah, I agree. I actually tend to agree. Glad you can shit on Supergirl properly. Yeah. Yeah, Supergirl, huh? Doing big things out there. We'll talk a little bit about it. But yeah, it's struggling a bit. Yeah. I am glad you found your headphones. Thank you, man. You mean the Variety article? Yeah. A blue tint? Is there a blue tint? Maybe I should de-tint it. I can see your veins. You're so translucent. Well, that's probably good. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want. Yeah, that Variety article was pretty crazy, man. It was pretty scathing, and they went after the James Gunn pretty hard. But I mean, he deserves it, you know? Like, I don't know what else to say, but he absolutely deserves it. It's a tad cool, but loving the new setup. Yeah, I can't get the exposure perfectly dialed in. It's something I'm tweaking with. But yeah, I might have to tweak, I guess, the lights a little bit more or something like that. But we're very close. We're very close. I've been tinkering, and we're very close to having it totally done. Does this mean all hope for Man of Tomorrow is lost? Phew. For For me, yeah, absolutely. Fuck that movie. But for probably a lot of people, maybe not. Like, I don't know. Do you guys still have hope for Man of Tomorrow? Did you have hope for Man of Tomorrow to start with? What hope was there for Man of Tomorrow anyway? I mean, Man of Tomorrow is a movie that he fast-tracked because he knew there was a good chance he's probably going to get fired. And the turnover, you know, of Warner Brothers being sold or whatever, he literally just fast-tracked that so that he could at least isolate that movie from whatever was happening there. So, I don't know, the rushed-out Supergirl movie because Millie was hot 5 years ago in House of the Dragon, that same brilliant squad over there that forced out a sequel super quickly to Man of Steel, or to Man of Steel, I wish, to the Superman movie. Yeah, no, it's I don't think it's gonna do very well. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, text box. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, when was that season of House of the Dragon? Is it season 1? She's basically only in season 1. She's a little bit in season 2, but wasn't that like 5 years ago? That was 4 or 5 years ago, right? Absolute Batman, baby. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about Absolute Batman. I didn't even get to like put like proper notes out. I had to scramble this morning. I had to go get a couple of things. One of the things, we're gonna do this on stream today. I'm actually pretty excited about it. One of the things we're going to do today is we're going to unbox the... Whoa, look at how reflective and shiny that is. We're going to unbox this $500, very round number. I love that number. I love that number, Ronnie. $500 pack of Magic cards. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We'll tweak this setup. This isn't going to be the final setup for it. But I'll open it like this, and we better hit some really valuable cards, or I'm gonna cry and be really butthurt. So hopefully we'll do that later on in the stream. Yeah. You ever played Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, dude, Baldur's Gate's awesome. I love that Baldur's Gate game. It's really good. Over Superman and Supergirl. Can we just get DC 3 movies back to back? Is wild. Yeah. Yeah. Managed to crack both Tony Stark, Iron Man, T'Challa. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I almost couldn't wait. I almost just opened all of these on my own because I was like, fuck it. Like, chat's not going to be that into it anyway. But I was like, you know what? No, I'll wait. Hulk smash again, all magic. Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, man. So there's some really valuable cards in here you can hit. The Cosmic Foil Soul Stone. I don't even know what that's worth, but like... That's big bucks, dude. That's like big bucks. Comic versions of some of the other characters are also popping off pretty big. So I'm excited for that. But I also just want to fill out more of the collection. When are we unboxing $500 of Warhammer? That's a good question. Rossi, thank you for the $20 holla. Says I was on a streaming panel last Saturday. Lou from the Den of Nerds showed up in chat, and I was excited to see a Nerd Avenger. Without thinking, I said, Lou, Nerd Avengers for life. The panel went silent. I just let them sit in silence. What the all right. What do you want me to do with that story? What do you mean? Nerd Avengers for life, and then everybody was... What kind of panel? I don't have enough context here. Everybody was mad because you brought up the Nerd Avengers? Do we have a bad reputation out there, and is it Adam's fault? Do we have a bad rep? Guys, hang on now. I thought we were known around the world as like really compassionate and, you know, like friendly and, you know, very welcoming and shit like that. What's going on? Darth Saber says, hey Josh, I rewatched Guns Superman and gave it a better 7.5 out of 10, but I also rewatched Man of Steel and it's a 9.5 out of 10, and Henry just gives a better emotional resonance, especially with Kevin Costner and Russell Crowe being his dads. Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Man of Steel is way better than that James Gunn. You know what I mean? But it's cool. I'm glad that you are telling everybody else in the class, because motherfuckers got to learn, you know? So yeah, Rossi, can you explain what the hell you're talking about? So you were on some, let me read this again. I was on a streaming panel last Saturday. Lou from Den showed up in chat. I was excited to see a Nerd Veg. Without thinking, I said, Lou, Nerd Veg for life. The panel went quiet. I just let them sit. Is that on video? Who's in the panel? Who was in the panel? Tell me no! Anyway, Liam's fault. Word on the playground. Yeah, dude, definitely. I agree. That kid's a bully, man. You have a bad rep. We are here for the ride. Oh, shit. Okay, Drew. What do you mean? How did I get a bad rep? I thought I had a good rep. What happened? All the Japanese World Cup fans are joining the Nerd Vengers. Let's go. Let's do it. Jessica was in the panel. Oh, that's too bad. You missed my chats. I promise they're not annoying. I saw one of them, Josh, and like, it's okay, man. I understand. But at the same time, that shit's annoying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not your stress ball. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not your therapy dog or whatever. So like, I get it, but at the same time, like, that shit's ridiculous, dude. Like, you're ridiculous. Be normal. Rossi says, no, I was happy to see a Nerd Venture. The panel had no clue. Oh, okay, gotcha. Let them stew in the confusion. It was so fun. They just moved on with their day after that. Oh, okay. Well, that's better than I was expecting. I thought maybe you were in a panel of all these people and they were like, yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck the Nerd Vengers, you know? But happy that that's not the case. But I guess we need to get our shenanigans out there more. Because how dare these people not have heard of the Nerd Vengers? I got to get the word out that the Nerd Vengers are back up, baby. What up, Ross? Good to see you. Seen Supergirl, and I was very underwhelmed with the movie, but I love the character. Just wonder if this changes how people look at women leads or superhero characters in the DCU to come. Oh, no, it probably doesn't change the way we look at them because we got sick of them years ago. And no movie sense has changed our opinion on that. And we're actually just being way more vocal and way more toxic about something that like we were probably going to be chill about and let go. So as an example, in Endgame, when all the gals get together and they have that scene with Peter Parker. Trash. Fucking silly trash. But it was Endgame and shit was popping, so we weren't actually that mean about it. Like most of us were just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we don't got to talk about that. Like, you know, keep your head down. Let's talk about Thanos and all that." We all cheered really hard when Thanos punched the shit out of Brie Larson. That happened. It was awesome. But no, this movie won't change how we feel about female-led superheroes because we're over it, and we never want to see another one ever again, ever. Did that answer your question? Also, in a completely unrelated note, I'd like to go back to the question of why I have a bad reputation. What is happening? Why do I have a bad reputation? Until the Storm movie, huh? No, dude, I straight up don't want a Storm movie. No, thanks. Storm's awesome. I think Storm could be utilized in a really, really cool way. But you know what Hollywood would do with a Storm movie? 3 words. Fuck it up. There you go. In fact, from what I hear, Ryan Reynolds is working on fucking it up as we speak. From what I hear, he's got his little pen and pad paper out, and he's like, how do I fuck up Storm in the MCU? So, yeah. It's because you're an asshole, Josh. Okay, there you go. Guilty. You just said video saying Jean is the new RDJ. Yes. And Jean is great, but I don't want to see a Jean Grey movie. Everybody else in the world's like, dude, why'd they stuff Jean Grey into a Spider-Man movie? Because that's how shit gets done. Spider-Man, awesome. Hulk, awesome. Punisher, awesome. Jean Grey, pretty cool. We'll take it. You know what I mean? You got Chud, the hero of the Chuds, Punisher, okay? You've got Hulk, who's finally going to have his proverbial balls drop again. And then you've got Tom Holland Spider-Man, which is like, you know, what I'm saying is like, that's the right ratio. That's the right kind of strategy. That's the right kind of vibe. That's good. That's good. VTJ Productions with the 10 spot says, just finished your main channel video, and I had this thought. What if in the new MCU, Famke plays at times a humanized devil on the shoulder of the Phoenix? She could haunt Sadie, even Hugh. That would be kind of cool, but they're just not going to do something like that. Like, it wouldn't make sense for any party involved. Like, I understand what you're saying, and maybe in one individual movie that could be cool, but no, it's not going to happen. It's not a bad idea, though. I wonder if Storm will be in Black Panther 3. Yeah, and there's some rumor that she would be, and I actually would trust Coogler, but here's the thing, dude. Like, Wakanda Forever was like, girls get it done, basically. And it was, that aspect of it was terrible. It was terrible. And it obviously didn't resonate with motherfuckers because the Ironheart show didn't do very good. Can we just stop acting like that's it? That's not it! Stop trying to make fetch happen! It's not going to happen. Anyway, but no, in all seriousness, Jean's awesome. Jean could be a staple of the whole thing, but I seriously don't want like a Jean Grey movie unless we're doing like crazy ass Dark Phoenix. And really the joy of that would be watching her basically fuck everybody up and destroy everything. That would be really cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah. Ironheart's one of the worst things I've ever seen on screen. I didn't watch it, man. I didn't watch it. I will never watch it. I will never watch it. I'm at a place where I think actually a lot of people are at, and this is why you have Star Wars movie bombing and a DC movie bombing in spectacular fashion. Man, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk a little bit about this, man. Dog, are we good now? Are we good? Are we back? Are we back? What the fuck was that? What did I do? All I was gonna do was go on a crazy tirade about this guy and his fake girlfriend he made up. Okay, so listen, Linda. Yeah, your ears are bleeding. My eyes are bleeding. My eyes are bleeding. Okay, so first of all, my friend who made up a girlfriend that wants a strong female character. Dog, you ain't fooling nobody, okay? You ain't fooling nobody. Your fake-ass girlfriend that wants a strong female lead in the next Marvel movie, yeah, she can fake-ass go fuck herself. She doesn't exist, dog, okay? And if she does exist, she's an anomaly. She's an anomaly that cannot be properly catered to. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me on this. It would be stupid to take an anecdotal example of your fake girlfriend and then decide to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to go after an audience that doesn't fucking exist because of your fake girlfriend analogy. Okay? That's what's happened. That's where they all fucked up. So I would urge Marvel Studios to whenever they are presented from somebody like you, tell them their girlfriend's fake. If the girlfriend's real, tell her to run. Tell her to run. Get the fuck out of there. Find a different hobby. Find a different boyfriend. This ain't it. This ain't it. This Disney adult, Disney princess fucking wet dream It's gotta end. It's gotta end, my guy. It's over. It's over, okay? And also too, because we're having such a good time and I'm obviously in such a good mood. Fuck these influencers too. We really gotta put the blame on a lot of these influencers too. Because if we didn't reward the idea of being like, hey, in the year of 2020 or whatever, I can join this fandom, look for moots, and then build a platform off of doing weird, stupid dances or skits on the fucking TikTok app that ruined a generation. If there was an incentive for that, we wouldn't be in this totally fucked up, bizarro world, fake reality situation that we're in right now. Like, who are these people? Why did you cater to them? Are you willing to lose hundreds of millions of dollars on all the movies forever? Or maybe just make the goddamn comic book male fantasy genre thing what it always has been? Okay? So, fuck your fake girlfriend. Fuck TikTok. Fuck the influencers. I'm starting to get a little pissed off. I was trying to have a good stream on a Friday. Anybody else want to tell me about their fake girlfriend that wants a female-led Marvel movie? Kevin, I hope you're watching, dog, because this is how it's done. You better bring this in. You better bring this fucking energy for whatever time you got left at Marvel. You better bring that kind of energy, because that's how bad it is. That's how far on the other side we are. Woo! I'm fired up. Okay, thank you for the question, though. Seriously, that's nice. When has there ever been a normal Friday stream? It's a good question. That is a good question, my friend. That is a good question. By the way, Adam and I battled it out a little bit last night in 11th edition. And as I'm sure he's so eager to tell you, we technically finished the game when he was ahead 2 points before my third turn, the top of round 3. But no, it was fun, man. It was cool. Definitely a different kind of game. I got to rethink things. I got to full moon Monday. Nice. I gotta look to my strategies. I gotta adjust some stuff, and I'm playing again on Sunday, so I'm pretty excited. But it's different, man. It's different. It's really fun though. Boo says field maintenance with Phil. Oh, boo you! Boo you! All right. Anyway. Okay. Well, hey, look. If you gotta actually a real girlfriend that really wants let me give you some advice. So the homie says, I swear she's real, which I believe you. I told her the same thing you said, but you got me dying at work. Okay. So if she really is real, you don't say any of that shit. You believe it because it's facts. But if she says anything like that, you pat her on the head and you're like, I hope so too, babe. Like, do you remember when Thor in Thor Ragnarok was like, it's about time if you ask me? That's the right energy. That's the right energy. I mean, in your head, you're like, bitch don't know shit. Fuck out of here. He-Man, woman hater club. You know what I mean? The whole John, like, keep it inside though. Keep it, lock it away. Bury it deep down and never bring it up in front of her. That's game. That's game. Papa Josh just put you onto some game, brother. You know what I mean? You got to walk in both worlds. The reality of enough is enough. While also combined with if you want to get your dick wet, you're going to have to fucking play the game a little bit. You know what I mean? All right. Uno Dub Nintendo says with a $10 holler, my girlfriend is real, but she likes Lucas Star Wars and actually good Marvel movies. She loves Padme. Making Star Wars a girl brand just completely killed her interest in the IP. Women already have. Yeah, you know what's funny is like, dude, my wife used to fucks with all this stuff a little bit more. Man, she is... I can't get her to watch any of this shit with me now. You know what I mean? She's just not vibing on it, brother. You know what I mean? She is just not vibing on it. All right, anyway, can we stop the therapy session and get into the content? I didn't come here to give you the secrets of how to have a happy marriage, although my marriage is incredibly happy, which I know might shock some of you guys. But yeah, no, I have a very happy marriage. Raji says, you should be proud of me. Noah and Ben wanted me to see Supergirl this weekend, and I said no. I don't really care because Josh is our leader. Why do you do shit like that? Why do you say shit like that? You're making me look bad in front of everybody. Now, I mean, like, again, send me a DM about that, and I'll be like, dude, fuck this movie. You should have stole their lunch money so they couldn't afford to go see the ticket. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. But I can't say that publicly. You're going to make me look super bad. Now, everybody thinks I'm trying to get you to not go see the movie, and I'm actually trying to use my influence to hurt the film. That's not right. That's fucked up. You know what I mean? Did I miss your chat, bud? Oh, I missed some other chats. Trev the type of dude to put into the chat, you missed some chats, super chats, when he didn't even send any super chats in. Trev's the type of dude. Oh, he did put one in. Now I feel terrible. I hate the two dudes' opinion on the escape pod. They feel like tourists. Just my opinion. I've not really watched a lot of them, but I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. He missed yours too. I know, I'm such a dick. Dude, I'm such a dick face. I know, right? My own community is sending me money, and I'm like, this fucking guy probably didn't even send me any money. Oh, man, I'm the worst. To be fair, the world is a labyrinth. The Archons are real. They're fucking with us constantly. Interdimensional beings just constantly fucking with all of us. We're all on a treadmill of fuckery that's designed to take us away from Source, make us frustrated and angry. So, look, I'm just like you guys. We're all just trapped in here together. Welcome to Earth, bitch, except it's not them punching the aliens. It's Will Smith slapping the shit out of all of us. Welcome to Earth. Razi says, I don't really care what you think that much. I just don't want to see it. Okay, that's much better. Hell yeah. See, this guy gets it. Josh, can you react to Campy of Supergirl out the theater? Sure, it's hilarious. No, I don't want to. Also, I don't think I fucking can because this shit's a prop. It's not even fucking. So I probably can't today. Appreciate you though, but thank you. Not trying to bring up another one, but I do think Wanda could be a villain in the new X-Men movie, and we could see a House of M Blake movie. Yeah, something like that could work, brother. You got to understand some of this. I'm being a bit performative, okay, but at the same time, there is a point here. And, you know, when we did that one nerd theory where I was like, no girls allowed or whatever, like, yeah, I was being brash. I was trying to like take it over the top for sure. But like, I was also not totally kidding. Man, it's like, yeah, it's harsh. But, you know, when you become a dad, you're going to realize that you'd rather be harsh than your kids get hurt. And I almost wish I would have been more harsh on Star Wars, although I don't think Kathy would have really listened either way. But yeah, Star Wars really screwed the pooch, man. They literally catered and created a culture of catering to just legitimately some of the worst people. And these people claimed to be on the right side of some culture war, but they were terrible. And it did a lot of damage, man. It did a lot of damage. So yeah, I really think that this idea that there's a whole bunch of female fans that are going to enjoy the male skewing brands in the same way is just false, dude. Like that, it's just false, brother. You know, like, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Why are you still wearing them? Well, because they actually do block out some of the things that I could hear otherwise. Here, maybe I'll plug them in to. It's dumb. 90% of the audience is male. Yeah, brother. Like, remember, Rob was on here one time, and I was like, Rob, what's your percentage of female audience? I know you know this because you're an analytics guy. And he was like, 3%, just off the top. And it's like, guys, think about that. The homie has maybe the biggest comic book channel on YouTube's. Certainly top 3 or something. I mean, I consider him to be like one of the GOATs. He has a back catalog that's crazy. Guys, simple as shit. If more women were interested in that, they would be watching it more than 3% of his fucking audience, dude. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just crazy what happened. It's just crazy. But yeah. So anyway, while we're on that topic, let's shit on Supergirl a little bit, okay? Let's talk about Supergirl. So let's talk about Supergirl just a little bit. You know, we don't have to go crazy on this, but couple of interesting things happening with Supergirl. So first, let's pull this up. This is the new awesome $500 Marvel thing that we're going to open up later. Shit's dope, but that's not what we're really looking for. We're looking for this. This is the RT score. I'll refresh this too, just to be super fair as possible, because it's really bouncing, man. It's been in the 60s a couple of different times now, and 59. I mean, it's like really, really close, right? So let's refresh it and see. With 206 reviews. All right, so it dropped a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of just. I think it's going to end up being rotten, but it's fairly close. We do have some box office analysts reporting in what the Thursday night preview numbers were, and they're really bad, man. As we said when the actual reviews were being tallied up and counted, the only thing that really meant was your expectations and the window for what the box office was going to be, you could expect to be on the low end, and that definitely feels like that's going to happen here. Supergirl underperforming, only making 7.8 in domestic previews with a low audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. It may now have an opening weekend in the 40s, just like the Marvels. So we are quite literally doing the Marvels type of a bomb with Supergirl. And it's pretty devastating. The other thing that happened is obviously people are not being very kind about this bomb, and they're not being very kind to James Gunn. And look, I don't like the guy, and even though I don't like him, I try to be fair when I can be. The reality is he just totally deserves this. Like, what kind of a boneheaded idiot starts picking fights with the media almost right away? So one of the first big stories, by the way, that came out about Mr. James Gunn when he took over DC was from Adam B. Very of Variety. Adam B. Very reported that Gunn, one of the first things he did when he got the job was go over to Matt Reeves and try to get Matt Reeves to bring his Batman over to the DCU. Okay, now Gunn was like a huge dick face about this, as you would expect. Literally said the guy needed to get news sources. Tagged him publicly on Twitter. Tagged him publicly. Called him out publicly. Not only do we know that was real, we also know that Matt Reeves probably made a really good decision because it looks like Gunn's shit's burning, crashing and burning. But Variety, years later, would be the one that really stuck the dagger in with the Supergirl review, right? Things come full circle. James Gunn's an idiot. It was a matter of time. Unless he was legitimately going to be flawless, probably shouldn't have been talking the way that he was talking, okay? In most industries and in most fields, there's two kinds of talented people. There's the people that are talented and people love working with them. And that matters, man, because a lot of art, especially in the commercial world, is collaborative. You have to work with a whole bunch of people. It's a big collaboration, right? So working with people is a big part of it. Now, unfortunately, in Hollywood and a lot of other places, the ability to be easy to work with will sometimes supersede talent. Okay, that's a big problem with like sort of the way that these crony people work. Gunn is one of them. Not a good look. But here's the thing. There are another kind of person in all fields of art that are terrible at working with other people. Huge dick faces. But they are so fucking talented that you need them anyways. Okay, so this would be like your Warren Ellis in comics. Back in the day, basically every editor would hate working with Warren Ellis. He's dick face in that regard. But he's so talented that all the studios or all the publishers would want to work with him anyways. Publishers work, etc., etc. James Gunn has the lip and the mouth of one of those kind of people. I mean, he's literally not working well with a lot of people. Unless you were really nice to him on YouTube, And then he'll do a whole fucking live stream with you. Again, stupid. Like, who was that for? Who was that for? What kind of morons are going to watch that and be like, you know what? I definitely think that now, because Gunn literally said on the stream that they were kind to him and that's why he's collaborating with them, that there's definitely something of value here. I'm getting a forecast of what to expect in the films. It's all authentic. No, it's a big circle jerk, dude. It's a big circle jerk, and it didn't look good. It's not a good look. So this fucking guy talked all that shit, started fights with the trade, started fights with the critics, he's throwing shade at Kevin Feige. He's literally talking about how the superhero genre is falling off because there's not completed scripts. And DC, oh, don't you know it, DCU, the studio James Gunn is running, they're not going to go into production on any movie unless the script is solid. So I think that he totally deserves this to blow up in his big, stupid, white, spiky-haired face. And that's what it's doing. This is going to be a monumental bomb. Now, can the DCU survive? Can the DCU persist? Should the DCU persist? They better hope Lanterns is really good and make some waves. They better hope Clayface is really good and makes some waves. But unfortunately, I would say even if those two movies do very well, now technically if Clayface like pops off for like 800 million or something, then you're like really cooking. But let's just say that they're both moderately successful. I don't think that does much to move the needle. And I think all eyes will just be on Man of Tomorrow. And it's hard to imagine a movie that's collecting James Gunn's band of misfit toys from his lackluster DCU how else can you perceive this other than Superman must not have been as culturally impactful as people thought. Otherwise, how could Supergirl do so poorly? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, how could Supergirl do so poorly if Superman was that big cultural impact? I mean, it's a derivative character. There's obvious connection there. She's literally in the other movie. Everybody saw her drunk ass at the end of the film. Superman is in the Supergirl movie. His marketing's all over the place. How do we expect Man of Tomorrow to do better? What could get hype or buzz around Man of Tomorrow? Really and truly, what could actually work? I don't know. And then all the while that's going on, Matt Reeves' Batman 2 seems like it's going to be fire, dude. Are you kidding me? The casting choices seem incredible. It seems like they're going to do the Court of Owls. Dude, Reeves was right. He was smart and he was right to like not associate and not combine with Gunn. But it's really left Gunn in an absolutely terrible spot. I don't know how we go. Here's what I'll say. The only thing that's going to save James Gunn is if Man of Tomorrow is a big success, period. Man of Tomorrow needs to be a big success, dude. If Man of Tomorrow makes the same amount as Superman or less, it's Jover, 100% cooked. Take that turkey out and reboot this shit, okay? Reboot it. Which, by the way, something really interesting was announced yesterday. I almost want to do a whole segment about this, but the Absolute Universe, which we just discussed as being just like such an interesting juxtaposition between live action DC right now. Absolute and what DC's doing in the comic books, they're killing it. They're absolutely crushing it. They're beating Marvel for the first time in a long time, in a significant way. And it's just like odd to watch the studio floundering, the live action stuff falling off a cliff, international audience completely checked out. And then the comic books are like doing better than ever. And so it was announced yesterday at a presentation that there's going to be an anime for the Absolute thing. And that's great. I'm a little worried about the team because they didn't announce like a studio working on it. And apparently it's going to be like CG animation. So I'm a little concerned about that shit. But let's say it's good and that could really move the needle. And it's like, why aren't we just doing that in live action? Like, seriously, Superman, Supergirl, Creature Commandos, Clayface, Lanterns on Earth. It's like, yeah, I don't know, bud. Like, this doesn't really seem like it has motion. It doesn't really seem like it's got the sauce. And I just can't see it really turning around from here. I suppose If Man of Tomorrow absolutely popped off, it could be saved. But otherwise, man, I think we're circling the drain. And also, too, here's the last thing I'll say on this. I want to see what chat has to say. Okay, last thing I'll say on this is I know I can be really brash and crude with how I talk about this stuff, but to be really honest with you guys, I tried to be super polite about it for years. I tried to point out in all kinds of ways, and I tried to be chill about it. I just tried to be like, yeah, no, ha ha ha, you know, funny jokes, but Gunn literally is fucking it up. This was a mistake. This is really stupid. I can't believe he said this. I can't believe he did this. And the reality is, the people that would defend Gunn were so vile and so over the top. And it's like Grace said, James Gunn's little bitches, that it basically pushed me, and I think a lot of others, to a place where we're not going to be nice about it. In fact, we're going to be like really fucking mean about it. And I got to tell you, I think a lot of those people were bots literally that James Gunn got. I'm not even kidding. I can't prove it, but I just like see how his little weirdo mind works. I'm telling you right now, dude, like so much of this colossal fuck up that we're watching called the DCU can be laid directly at the feet of James Gunn. He's not that guy. He's overrated, and he's fucking it up in real time. So I was right the whole time. Took a shit sandwich, you know, ate a shit sandwich for 2 years as people tried to inflate the success of Superman and try to make that as some kind of masking of how bad this guy was fucking it up. The cows have come home. This is an insane level of flop. This is hundreds of millions of dollars. This is the Marvels level. And by the way, too, one last thing on this. I cannot believe that in this year of our Lord, 2026, we're watching the Star Wars brand put an absolute turd nugget into theaters and the audience wholesale reject it. That thing's flopping in spectacular fashion. And now we're getting the same thing from Warner Brothers and DC. How can this be happening where these studios, I mean, Gunn came out and said, hey, DC's been fractured. I'm the guy. I'm going to make it all right. And then he proceeded to do what the studios have been doing for 100 fucking years. You forced out some bullshit based off hype. It sucked ass. So I personally think that it's over. And I don't even know if I'll see Man of Tomorrow. This thing's bombing so bad, I don't know if I want to watch Lanterns. I was never going to watch Clayface because I don't really like horror like that. But, like, I don't even want to watch these things. I just want to, like, can we just fast forward to, like, when this guy packs up his office? Like, dead ass. I just want to know about the next thing. I want to know about the 14th try of the live-action DC universe. That's where I'm at with it. So, chat. Thoughts? Questions? Comments? What do you think? You think there's a chance that it'll be fine? Are you going to go out and see Supergirl? And you know what? One more thing. I'm not done. You guys got me all upset. The homie with his fake girlfriend story, you really set the stream off on a violent turn, okay? Next time you want to talk about your fake girlfriend, think about the consequences. You know, one other thing I got to say here. Okay? Stop going to see these movies just to like shit on them and grift. Okay? Like it's like I see all these people, like even like, you know, like Nerd Erotic and all these other people, right? Like I would like it to get to the point where it's considered shameful to even do that, to go through the motions like that. Like 30 to 40% of this audience is just people watching it to try to shit on it for some monetary gain or some clout. The thing would be even worse if people just made the right decision and just wholesale rejected it. Dog, I didn't go see Mando to go make a fucking thumbnail where I'm like, oh, Mando, oh, it's so bad. How bad is it? It's all some stupid circle jerk. I'm so sick of it. No, fuck that. Reject it completely. Like this whole half measure of like, oh, well, dude, Hollywood's really fucking up, but I'm still going to show up to all their shit to keep the AdSense money running. It's like, no, like I just find it a bit distasteful. I'm way over it in a way that's like far beyond that, brother. I'm never gonna watch Mando and Grogu. I've literally never put it in front of my fucking eyeballs. I'm never gonna watch Supergirl. I'm never gonna watch Maul. I'm never gonna watch Daredevil Born Again season 2, brother. I'm over it, and I wish more people would be over it in a way that's even more significant. Because this shit it's so bad. It needs to crash and fucking burn. All right, that's enough pleasantries. That's enough nice things to say about everybody and everything that everybody's doing. So, chat, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Now I gotta take my medicine. I gotta see what you guys even said about this. Josh, all honesty, his girlfriend is fake. But anyway, if the Snyderverse came back, I feel it would blow up and fan base would be stoked. What do you think? It would definitely be better than this. You know what I mean? It would definitely be better than this. Whatever the fuck this is. Whatever we're doing with this circle jerk. Niceberg with a 10 spot says, DCU could be saved by a god tier brainy. Oh my god, brother. Oh my god. God tier Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow. Even if Man of Tomorrow isn't a smash hit, they have a Wonder Woman and a Batman card to play. I could be wrong, but as a lifelong DC fan, I still have hope. Brother. What's the hope? What's the hope? Like, what do you mean? If they have a god tier Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow? Yeah, I don't know, brother. I'm not feeling it the same way. I'm not feeling it the same way. CC Black says next female lead female movie would be Storm. Wait 4 years, let this calm down, but I think the audience would be excited for Storm. No. I don't want a Storm movie, dude. That's crazy. No. It's either an X-Men movie, it's an Apocalypse movie, and maybe she's involved. Like, dude, no, I don't want the Storm movie. Are you kidding me? No. No. John's Honest Take says, I've been doing ever all of it for years. Wait, what? But still somehow get excited for Spider-Man Doomsday. My friends completely checked out. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Spider-Man. I'm excited for Doomsday too. But that's because, like, I have a sense that they're going to be awesome as fuck. Everything that's been shown seems awesome as fuck. They're playing with things that are like really, really hyped up. I mean, come on, man. Spider-Man is Punisher, Hulk, Peter dealing with crazy shit, Jean Grey X-Men stuff, all bunch of villains, you know, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man vibes. It looks amazing. You know what I mean? But I also think that Mando, here's the problem, is like Mando, right? We knew years ago that thing was just going to be like a turd travel buddy cop bullshit thing. And that's what it was. The audience is like really discerning. You can't trick the audience. Like, what's the value proposition for Mando and Grogu? Oh, you remember Grogu? You remember? Remember when Luke Skywalker showed up? You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to show up in this movie, but do you remember? Like, what's the value proposition of that? No, man. No. Let's see here. G-Lip says, bro, as one of the biggest DC fans in the community, no reboot. Just set it on the shelf for a long time. Rebooting would do more damage. Yeah, you probably do need it to sit on the shelf for a little bit. I think you could ride out the animation thing with Absolute, right? So, like, if this Absolute show takes off, go all in on that. Like, let the universe stuff go. Maybe let Matt Reeves do one more movie. Like, fire James Gunn for sure. And then maybe let James Gunn, or maybe let Reeves do like a third Batman movie. And then let the Absolute animated thing cook. And then in like 3-4 years, bring somebody in with a vision and try it again. Yeah. That's what I think you should do. Absolutely. Josh is like Kylo Ren telling to the gun lovers, let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Why are you still holding on? Let go. Yeah, like, but I mean that with all of this nerdy stuff, dude. Like, you guys got to understand, I got into this because it was so fun and it felt like such a fun ride. there's like a sphere of content that was starting to grow where people would have conversations, talk about the rumors. It was like a communal and a fun thing, right? And I'm all about that. I think that's awesome. But I think that elements of that system got completely taken over and went way too far. It was completely out of balance. And I think a lot of people, frankly, got into it for the wrong reasons. They got into it so that they could, pretend to be a big fan, do a TikTok dance, or make a crazy reaction and get clout and shit like that. And there just should have been more adults in the room that were like, that, hey, that's fine, but we're not going to really worry about that. Let's actually think about building something and making something really, really impressive, man. It's like this, man. In fact, I'm going to go right into another rant. I'm going right into another rant after this, okay? Let me just read a couple of these things, and then I got to get into this other rant. Gunn said The Flash was the best comic book movie of all time. That's it. Yes. No solo X-Men movies. You had solo movies leading to the Avengers. You just can't do X-Men team-up movies for the Mutant Saga. No female solo movies. No female-led solo movies. Let me say it again. No female-led solo movies. If you are going to do a female-led solo movie, you need to do a femme fatale. She needs to be hot as fuck, and she needs to have 3 mandatory sex scenes. That's my notes. That's my notes. Logan says, why watch Spider Noir, which comes from an objectively worse company than Marvel Studios, but you won't watch Daredevil Season 2? What? Logan, I'm just going to ignore your question because I will not be able to be nice about the answer to that. There's like a laundry list of reasons as to why I knew that Spider Noir was going to be different. When I checked it out, I was basically saying like, hey, all these things I heard, all these notions I had about it, am I confirming this, or is it like not as good as I thought? Right? Yeah. The problem is not female characters. It's female writers and directors that are ruining these movies from female execs. Yeah, and it's not all females, too, because there's, like, plenty of, like, dumbass soy boy idiots that don't... I mean, and look, I'm actually being serious. If you're putting considerations other than just mystifying and taking someone on a journey with this movie, then you're fucking up. All this kid glove, let's look at the optics, all that stuff, it's all terrible. It's all terrible. And so it actually doesn't matter, male or female. If people have that kind of a philosophy, if that's what they're going to bring into the writer's room and that's what they're bring into the project, then they're going to fail. They're going to fail. So get the fuck out of here. And part of the thing with the solo female thing is it's like, it's not even that you couldn't make that shit work. I mean, I love the Wonder Woman movie. I think the Wonder Woman movie is incredible. But you know what the Wonder Woman has? A whole bunch of shit that like a lot of modern women wouldn't put into the movie. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff in there that feels, I don't know, traditionalist a little bit. She loves the baby. She's romantic. She loves Steve, you know? She's able to be strong and feminine, but also vulnerable. Andrew Miller says, I watched Berserk 97 on your recommendation, and now nothing I watch is good enough. I tried to watch 2016, and it was unwatchable. My Name of Doom. Yeah, I mean, that's a great story just in general. Berserk is really interesting. Berserk has an edge to it. The 97 anime is probably like one of the best versions of that's not the manga itself. And yeah, it's like shocking, dude. It's shocking. It's a shocking but impressively dark and emotional story. It's so good. It's so good. Storms, Cyclops, and Wolverine should have solo movies. No. Appreciate you, but no. No thanks. Why not put all of them in one movie? That's a good movie. All right, enough shitting on Supergirl. Man, you guys got me fired up today. Alex Perez said in his Q&A that the Russos are working on another Avengers movie that isn't Doomsday or Secret Wars. Yo, that's crazy. I hope it's female-led and it's all about Wanda. You know, maybe Wanda Storm, you know, we could call it like Omega level cunts. And they're just, just be doing it big. Doing it big. Magneto should have a solo movie too. No! No, your ideas are terrible, chat. Stop sending in ideas. Stop spending your money to send in ideas that I feel obligated to read. Woo! Okay, now I'm really fucking fired up. So this one's going to have some little venom. I've been holding back until now. So I gotta say, I got a lot of feelings, okay, a lot of emotionality going on, and I gotta defend Marvel Studios. I gotta defend my guy Kevin Feige, and I gotta point some shit out to a lot of you dum-dums, because Marvel, yes, has had a rough couple of years. They've had some bad projects. They've made a few missteps. She-Hulk comes to mind. Secret Invasion, basically all of Phase 4 and 5. Okay. And I get it because I live in a large part on the internet, so I understand it. It's, you know, it's Thunderdome. You know, you gotta be strong, you gotta be thick-skinned, you gotta be crass to exist on the internet. It's a tough place. The internet, seriously, if you're a pussy, get off of it. It's tough out here. And I say that to say that I understand why a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of fans went really hard at Marvel over the last couple of years. I understand. But you need to look around at what the fuck is happening. You need to understand that the signs are there. Marvel's plan is being enacted and we can see it in motion. And as we go through the beginning part of 2026 and we watch the Star Wars brand completely flop and flounder, and we watch the DC brand do the same thing with Supergirl, we must take another look back at exactly what happened with Marvel Studios, and they deserve a lot more credit. So one of the things that a lot of people are bringing up with regards to these flops from Star Wars and DC is the Marvels comparison. Okay? And I think it's a fair comparison because the Marvels was at one time the biggest bomb in the history of Hollywood. It's a big old stinker, man. And remember, Nia DaCosta left production before it was done, and then like people called her out, and it became this big thing. And she was like, "Whatever, they didn't need me for that shit. You know, they already took the movie from me. Fuck them." That's not exactly what she said, but like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of the energy of it all. The Marvels was an incredible bomb. Okay, but look at what they did after it. They delivered another $1 billion plus movie in Deadpool and Wolverine. Spectacle, baby. Okay? So that's obviously very different and a big success after having a big floundering, okay? But then on top of that, you go into that next year and you've got Captain America, brand new, brave new bullshit. It was pretty bad, okay? But it still gets close to 400 million. Then you have the Thunderbolts movie. Really good. That's a good movie. Underperformed still, you know, about around that 400 million mark. And then you have Fantastic Four. Really good movie. Really good movie. But underperforms. Okay? If you now look at those three movies and you look at Marvel's strategy since their big bomb in the Marvels, you look at what they're cooking this year, what they're cooking just in general moving on, it is so far and away a better plan being executed by better people than anything we have going on with Star Wars or with DC. I've been doing this for about 10 years. Okay? When I first got into the game, Star Wars on top of the world, dude. The domestic of Force Awakens, I still believe to this day is the record holder. Biggest thing ever. for a domestic movie on top of the fucking world. Star Wars was back. I remember I'd go into Target, Star Wars everywhere. You know, you can buy Star Wars socks, Star Wars here, you know, Star Wars condoms. Crazy. Star Wars so on top, prevalent. Marvel killing it, killing the game, doing really great, leading up to their phase 3, leading up to their Infinity War and Endgame thing, which was obviously magical. DC, I mean, let's be honest, DC's kind of always been like a little bit of a stinker, but man, do those Zack Snyder numbers look way better than the James Gunn numbers in comparison, okay? And as I've been doing this for 10 years, I've watched the highs, I've watched the lows, I've watched the firings, I've watched the hirings, I've watched the yappity yap from Kathleen Kennedy. You know what I mean? I've seen it all, baby. I've seen it all. And just look at the difference. Seriously, look at the difference between the studios, between the leadership, between the quality of the product. Okay? You can't really look at Marvel over the past couple of years and not see a completely different thing than what's going on with DC and what's going on with Star Wars, okay? So, DC puts out a Superman movie. James Gunn's all in on it. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. The screenings for Superman were not good. They made a lot of adjustments. James Gunn did reshoots. He never shoots reshoots. He shot reshoots for this movie. They stripped out the vignetting of the weekly whatever. And it comes out and it's okay. It performs right at about the Fantastic Four movie. But the difference between the Fantastic Four's gross and the Superman gross is just like the first Disney Star Wars movie, there's a whole bunch of hype at the start of a thing. So I think when you consider the fact that Superman had the most viewed trailer of whatever all time, whenever they fucking said that, okay? And then you have the fact that it's a new universe. It's that big thing. And there was motion, like it did feel like there was motion. But then you look at that number, that 600 million number, with all of that in consideration, and you're like, wow, like, I don't know. I feel like it should have been better. Whereas Marvel had like the opposite problem. Everybody was like, Marvel's dead. We're clowning on Marvel. Marvel's totally fucked. And their Fantastic Four movie basically makes the same amount of money as Superman. It looks a little different now in comparison, doesn't it? What Marvel decided to do after the Marvels and after a lot of shit that went wrong in Phase 4 and 5, and I know this because I cover them, I have some of the best sources in the game, like, you know, Kevin, what up? Call me later type shit. I know for sure they doubled down on quality, okay? So at some point, they kind of took a lot of the noise out of there. Yes, they released a lot of projects that were greenlit when the mentality was we could get away with anything. And I didn't even watch all those projects. It's frustrating, but they released 8 projects last year and kind of worked that pipeline out while trying best they can to set up solid movies. The Captain America thing didn't work. You know what I mean? They made it as good as they could. It sucked ass. It was a big old turd. But Thunderbolts is actually good. I watch Thunderbolts, like I continue to watch Thunderbolts. It's good, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's like a really good movie. Same thing with Fantastic Four. Okay? So Marvel's strategy was, well, we're going to just make good movies. We understand that given the sort of lingering effect of the bad movies we made, we might have to win back the trust of the audience. The only way to do that is to just make solid fucking movies that tie together in a shared story. Right? And that's why Doomsday is going to involve those 3 movies that came out last year. One's Captain America, which wasn't great, but the other 2 are great. So when people watch the Doomsday, or they get excited for Doomsday, they'll go back not to like, think about it this way. When next year rolls around and people are getting excited for Man of Tomorrow, the movies that they'll need to watch it to be informed are an underperforming Superman movie that was just okay, and then this massive bomb, which is apparently a turd, in Supergirl. When you go to get ready for Doomsday, not only do you have the entirety of the Infinity Saga and 2 of the greatest movies ever made in the genre in Infinity War and Endgame, which directly lead into Doomsday, and they're going to re-release, but you also have 3 movies where 1 kind of sucks ass, but 2 are really, really good. In Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, it's like a totally different thing. It's a totally different thing. So Marvel has a plan. executed on it. Oh, and by the way, what are they doing in the future? What do we have to look forward to? An absolutely incredible Spider-Man movie, which has like even the most hatery of hatery motherfuckers out there excited, bro. People are very excited about the Spider-Man movie. It broke a trailer record. It's got dude, the Spider-Man movie is gonna kill it. They got an incredible director. They wrote a really good story and they juiced it, baby. Savage Hulk is back. Frank has a mental breakdown. He's gonna shoot people and try to swear. And our new Jean Grey as well. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Dude, I don't give a fuck about the band of misfit toys of James Gunn's stupid Buzz Lightyear, Lex Luthor, you know, his We Have Henry Cavill at Home Superman, and fucking Brainiac, dude. No. That doesn't compare to Hulk, Punisher, Jean Grey, and Spider-Man. And that's not even the real big one because Doomsday is going to bring everybody. Are you kidding me? Dude, Doomsday's bringing back the Fox X-Men. Doomsday's bringing back Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Doomsday's bringing back all this other crazy shit. Okay? So what Marvel did, and this is why, like, dude, again, all of you dum-dums that try to say Kevin was washed, that tried to say it was over, look at the competition. Look around. And look at how much the Star Wars movie lost money this year. Look at how much the Supergirl movie lost money this year. And then watch what Marvel's about to do. Put some respect on Kevin Feige's name. He's the greatest producer of all time. And the fact that he's about to turn this thing around, like not like in a fugazi, like, oh, I guess it's a little bit better, like a dead ass, complete 180. I can't believe we're fucking back kind of a turnaround. Put some fucking respect on his name, dude. And I'm talking to you, James Goon. Mr. Oh, I think the reason the genre is suffering is because we don't have completed scripts. Fuck out of here, bro. Crazy, crazy. So again, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've watched it all, man. I've seen it all. I've seen the highs. I've seen the lows. And Marvel's just different. They're completely different. These other studios are so not where Marvel is at. And I'm almost grateful, to be honest with you guys. I'm almost grateful that they fell off the way that they did and people were as mean about it as they were because now they all have massive chips on their shoulders. They're cooking in incredible, unprecedented ways. Kevin Feige didn't do shit for a year other than just work on the Avengers movies. And it's not preemptive. It's real. The whole thing's going to go exactly the way that I just described. One of these things is not like the other, man. One of these things is not like the other. And I think Marvel is not only going to succeed and have an incredible back half of the year, but they're going to solidify their place. They're going to do stuff in the future that's absolutely incredible. They're holding everything up. They're going to continue to put Hollywood itself on their back. I'm telling you. That's what it is. All right. Anyways, thoughts, questions, comments. Do you see where I'm coming from? Do you understand? Got to only release big event movies or known brands to get the normies back on board. Yeah, that's a part of it, but I think you also need to back that shit up in a solid way. So, like, you look at legitimately, look at what they did with Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. They tried to cut cost. Fantastic Four is one of the cheapest movies they ever made. It's obviously not as spectacle and grand as it could have been, but what is it? It's an incredible movie that brings them into live action, sets them up in a way that you will want to follow in the future. And that's the same thing with the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts underperformed even worse than Fantastic Four, but it is very solid in the sense that it's an enjoyable movie with great characters. It feels like a fun Marvel movie. It feels like a return to form, and it's going to be great to revisit when people get ready for Doomsday. Hail Wizard says, I was going to hate on your tweet about canceling the Goonverse and doing an absolute universe, and then they announced that show. So touche, I guess. Nerd Adventures for life. Yeah. I mean, we did kind of predict that, but it's also just a no-brainer, right? Like, all that means is, like, for the first time in a long time, DC did the right thing, and they did it fast. And that's to greenlight that film, Marvel hasn't made a great movie in 6 years. I don't see where the hope comes from. Dude, did you not listen to anything I just fucking said? Show me a studio. Here's what I would ask. Do you think that Man of Tomorrow is going to make $1 billion? Do you think Man of Tomorrow is going to make $1 billion? If it does, and that movie is exciting for people and they really like it, it's a big cultural event, then I would have to say, like, wow, that's really impressive. Touche. Good for you, James. Okay? That would be crazy. The reason it would be crazy is because it's like hard to go from a terrible bomb where the people are really down on you to going into a movie that's massively successful. Marvel did it. Marvel did it, dude. They went from the Marvels to Deadpool and Wolverine. Can DC do that? I don't think so, bud. Why not let Matt Reeves build out the universe? I'd love for him to have his firsthand influence on all the scripts and directors. So the reason I wouldn't do that is because I don't think Matt's stuff is as commercially viable as it should be for what you want as DC, right? So it's like Matt is more interested in making Arturist like a sort of somewhat pervasive take on Bruce and the whole world. And, it's funny. I was just talking to Adam about this last night. I heard Matt's original version was even crazier. I heard he wanted to have Bruce have like a mental breakdown and maybe be on pills and be really, really crazy. And they kind of gutted that out because it's hard to sell Batmobiles when the guy should be taking the Batmobile to the mental institution, right? So look, I like Matt Reeves. I hope he gets to cook on whatever he cooks on, but that's not even the DC I want, man. That's not even the DC I want. That's not really representative of what I want from DC. So, nothing wrong with waiting and seeing. What? What? I actually think you would like Supergirl the way you like Thunderbolts. Well, that's interesting. I'll never know. I will literally never know. I will never watch that movie. I will never watch that movie. Maul Shadow Lord is well made as Spider Noir. Yeah, that's a cool take that I will never be able to confirm. I will never be able to confirm that. Like, guys, I am trying to protect the small amount of love I have remaining for these franchises just in general. Like, I'm not going to watch Maul, brother. I'm not going to watch Maul. I want to actually be excited about the next Star Wars thing that I watch. I want to actually just get into it, be ready for it, experience it. No. Ader Chase says, can we get a take us home Ozempic Joe for the weekend? Oh, God. God damn it, chat. We're supposed to have a nice little stream on a Friday. I got these Marvel cards. You're putting all this bad energy out. You're putting all this bad juju out here. Can we admit it was a mistake firing Snyder? Yeah, we can't admit that. Hey, chat. Real quick, before we end this. Let's all admit. Throw a 1 into the chat if you agree. It was a mistake firing Zack Snyder. Can we admit that? Can we all finally admit that? It's almost 2 p.m. Jesus Christ. I haven't even gotten to the cool Marvel stuff yet. Thank you. Thank you. We finally all admit it. The universe is healing. James Gunn ain't it. He is a one-trick pony. Rebel Moon? I never heard of her. Who's that? What's that? Yeah, look at all these ones. Even John says, I'm not a Snyder fanboy at all, but one. Hell yeah. On a positive note, the Warhammer Summer reveal is upcoming. Hell yeah, it is. I can't wait to switch over to that and make everybody watch it. Okay, let's enough of all this. You guys are making me do rants. I wanted to have a nice chill-ass day, you know? God. Okay, so apparently Alex Perez did a really crazy Cosmic Circus Q&A here. Whew. Yo, sometimes I pull up Twitter and it's like really sexy half naked ladies. And I know we have a family show, so I'm gonna not show you guys. But damn. All right, where's the Cosmic Circus thing? 2 hours ago? Okay, cool. Let's check this out. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? I need to take a couple sips of coffee and calm down. This guy's got me all fired up. First, like, this guy's like, my fake girlfriend said you're being mean to all the ladies that want a Wanda Maximoff starring movie. And then some of you guys are like, yeah, but Marvel's had bad movies, so how could you say what you're saying? James Gunn forever. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. It's a new year. It's a new me. I'm trying to give love. I'm trying to be more chill. You guys are like trying to push me into some crazy stuff. James Gunn to the moon. Jesus. Josh, you're responsible for your own feed. I don't know what that means. You're failing? What? What do you mean? I said it hasn't been great, but not coming as a DC fan. I'm coming as a Star Wars fan who hates everything about it. Just saying the standards should be still higher. Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, brother, just look around. Like, seriously, look at what Marvel's doing and look what Star Wars is doing. Look at what Marvel's doing. Look at what DC's doing. I mean, Gunn can't even get half of the projects that he said would be out by now out. Okay? He said he's not going to do anything until he has the proper script. The script is ballsack, from what I hear. Okay? He also rushed into production on Man of Tomorrow because there's interviews where he's saying he wasn't even close to being done with the script, and then all of a sudden it's greenlit, which is probably just because of the merger. Okay? With Star Wars, brother, Jon Favreau just phoned in a 2.5-hour episode of a show that jumped the shark. You know what I mean? And they're getting Simon Kinberg to do a trilogy of Rey movies. You got the Deadpool and Wolverine guy taking Ryan Gosling to try to trick all the male fans to coming back in, and the whole fucking movie leads to Rey. I gotta stop reading chat, man. You're like, you could say Marvel's had a fall off, which y'all motherfuckers been saying that for years, by the way. Message received. Nobody knows that more intimately than me. That's my main shit. Okay? And I'm telling you, I've literally been here. I sat through the whole thing. They don't play even close to the same level. They're not even close to the same level. Nobody's on Kevin's level, man. I'm sorry. Nobody. And now he's going to come out and prove it again. Now he's going to come out and prove it again. Whew! Okay, anyway. Y'all got me hot today. Got me hot today. Okay. All right. All right. We've got another Q&A from Alex Perez over at the Cosmic Circus. Apparently this one's juicy, man. Some of you guys were saying Alex is teasing another Avengers movie. Yo, where's that Star Wars fan at? I'm going to ruin this clip by being stupid and petty again. You know what? That's why I hate Gunn. He's a lot like me. You know what I mean? Like, let's just go full therapy admittance. Okay? It's called I don't actually know what it's called, but I see a lot of my worst qualities in him. Anyway, how fucking crazy is it going to be if they actually do another Avengers movie? Because right now, everything that I just did this whole big rant about why Kevin's the GOAT, why Marvel's going to take over again, why nobody else is playing on the same level. You got Star Wars movies bombing in the box office. You got Supergirl movies bombing despite pulling out feet and shit, right? It's just like we're in this crazy world where it feels like everything's falling apart, but Marvel's about to lay the big dick on the table, I swear to God. And that's with only 2 Avengers movies. If this is real, if they're really doing another Avengers movie, and we get a whole 3rd year of this kind of hype, we get a whole 3rd year of this kind of hype cycle and this exciting shit, just pack it up, man. Sell Star Wars. Like, Star Wars just should be Kevin Feige's next project after Marvel, and then he should do DC as well. Anyway, let's read this Q&A. Alex is asked, a while ago, you released an article with which you said there's a possibility they might explore animated universes in Doomsday. Do you know if that's going to happen or did it get abandoned? From what I've been informed, the idea is no longer happening. Thank God. Thank God. I hated that rumor. It's just another reason why Kevin Feige's the best, because he listens to the fans, and we all said, fuck that. And he said, okay, yeah, no worries. Just so much better than everybody. All right, next question. In Doomsday, we know that Earth 10005 has replaced Earth 1616 as the Earth that's colliding with the main Marvel universe. So he's saying the X-Men universe is replacing the Ultimates universe from Hickman's comics. Loki is taking the place of the Beyonders from the original comic, and T'Challa will no longer be involved. What other deviations have been made from the original Time Runs Out comic in order, for a lack of a better phrase, for it to fit better on screen? Not necessarily Time Runs Out alone, but the Black Priests, the Black Swans, and the Builders. Also, technically, we get a form of Illuminati 2.0, though they don't call themselves that. So he's talking about the Great Society, and that will be the Illuminati of the X-Men universe. Allegedly, that's what I think he's talking about there. But that is cool. And so he says Black Priests, Black Swans, and Builders, those were really cool concepts from the Hickman run that appear to just be either combined or totally scrapped, probably replaced by the golden masked sorcerers, witches, etc., etc. But that's cool. That's a cool answer. And yeah, he's probably talking about the Great Society. Let's see here. Alex is then asked, thanks for doing these. Do you think we'll get any projects set on Battleworld? I hope we do, but I really doubt it. Ooh, that's kind of a stinker, but that lines up with stuff that we've heard for sure. You recently teased that some heroes will fall into morally gray areas for Doomsday. Can you give us a hint on who some of those heroes might be? The X-Men for sure. Those guys have made some unbelievably dubious choices. You can't really blame them because they had no choice. Yeah, so that's another thing that's going to be really interesting just in the movie in general, is it does appear that the X-Men from that universe have killed countless other worlds. So it's not just that they're going to kill Tobey Maguire's universe right at the beginning, but apparently there's other universes that are going to drop. They've killed a lot of people. They're definitely morally gray. Next question says, will we see any of the legacy Marvel actors like Eric Bana, Nicolas Cage, Ben Affleck, or etc. In Secret Wars? He says here, only Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are reportedly appearing in these movies in terms of legacy characters at the moment. I have heard Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider and Ben Affleck's Daredevil thrown around, though I'm not entirely sure if there has been any progress on that front. So let's actually stop for a second, because that is, I think, potentially more revealing than Alex believes. Only because I have had this feeling for a while that they've changed Secret Wars and Doomsday, and a lot of the stuff from Secret Wars is now in Doomsday. And one of the reasons I believe this is because Doom himself was one of those things. Doom was going to be a footnote in Secret Wars. He was going to be revealed to probably be the next big bad. It was basically going to come down to this idea that He Who Remains had prevented Doom from existing. And after some shit happens, maybe we were going to think, wow, maybe we should have actually just did that, because maybe He Who Remains was right about that. They took that concept and front-loaded it. So now Doom is just there. He's just going to be that guy. And he's definitely a problem, but also they'll resolve a lot of the stuff with the multiverse via He Who Remains, just not using He Who Remains. But I always thought to myself, like, okay, so if they took that concept, could they have taken other concepts from Secret Wars? One of the other big leaks that was out there, 2 leaks from Paul from Heavy Spoilers, actually. He's not into the leaking game as much anymore, but I bet he still has connections, etc. 2 leaks for Secret Wars that Paul reported on was, number one, that Scarlett Johansson would return as an evil version of Black Widow. And number 2, that they wanted a version of the portal scene, from Endgame, but instead of all the heroes coming back and from around the world, it would be heroes from different universes, like your Ben Affleck's Daredevil, your Ghost Rider, etc., etc. Okay? So when Paul reported these, Kang Dynasty was still a thing. And again, I just think that with the changes that were made, and again, I covered Marvel for like 10 years, so I kind of have like an intuition of like how they think about these things. I would not be surprised if a lot of the stuff that was going to be in that other movie is now in Doomsday. Some of it is just a timing thing where these actors are getting older. They don't necessarily want to, do a lot of stuff. So get as many of the OGs as you can in Doomsday. And then Secret Wars can rely off of different kinds of surprises, meaning like Chris Evans is in that movie, probably on Team Doom. He's evil. That's enough of a crazy surprise, in my opinion. So you don't need all the cameo juice in Secret Wars, although I think you'll still get some cameos. So that answer there is potentially a little bit revealing. I don't know if you guys think I'm crazy or if you think I'm onto something there. But yeah, he says only Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are reportedly appearing in the movies in terms of legacy characters at the moment. I've heard Nicolas Cage, Ben Affleck's Daredevil thrown around. Not sure if they'll actually be in there. So, interesting. In the past, it has been said that Doom will have allies at his side, including a coven of witches. Is there anything special or outstanding that we can know about this coven? Ooh. Covens and overstatement. He'll have a few witches on his side and individuals that can perform magic, but it's not really a coven of witches like we've seen in Agatha all along. Okay, that's a nice distinction. Really interesting. So probably just means there's not a ton of them. This is probably where all the female Doom variant stuff came from. It really seems like there are 3 female versions. There's one that has horns. There's one that can speak because the mouth part is removed. I'm trying to think if there were any others that I was told about. I think those are the only ones I was told about. So it might be like just 5 or 6 characters. It's kind of interesting. Is there anything, and I mean anything, you could tell us interesting or exciting about Doomsday that has not been mentioned in the leaks in the past? Okay, the opening sequence really is a spectacle on its own. It's like a kid was given a sandbox, threw his toys in, and just said, let your imagination run wild. And it serves very well to establish a very real threat of incursions because no one, not even your favorites, is safe. Yeah, so we've heard a little bit more about this, by the way. This is probably X-Men fighting Tobey Maguire's universe. I'm actually quite encouraged that Alex says it's pure spectacle, it's sandbox fun. That's really cool. We did get Daniel RPK mentioning that some of Spider-Man's villains from the Tobey Maguire universe will also be in that scene. So what Alex is not saying here is that Gary was right, that Doc Ock is going to be involved, maybe Osborn as well, and that he just lied and tried to make Gary look bad, and you shouldn't do that anymore, Alex. I actually like Alex, but you shouldn't do that anymore, bud. It just made you look bad. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. That's an interesting answer. And when he says not even your favorites are safe, it's probably because Toby gonna die. Toby gonna die. Does the movie spend any time establishing Sam's Avengers? God, I hope not. Before the main plot kicks in, or are they just thrown together? Is it really the Avengers if it's just 2 of them when we start? Oh, get fucked, Sam. 0 charisma. Next question. Insiders have agreed that the fight between Cyclops and Sam in particular is going to be very good. If true, or did things change? The Avengers vs. X-Men fight is still very good overall and one of the few highlights of the film before everyone gets forced to calm down. Ooh, I like that. Yo, real talk though, Sam Wilson sucks. They better do something to make him cool, man. They better do something to make him cool. Do you guys know they made a new Captain America? It's just some white dude that was in Iraq or something, or in Afghanistan. And apparently this dude now has like the powers of the Sentry and he's like a god. And I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, so what's the deal with Sam then? You literally created a new fucking character, just some random ass white dude. And you're going to do something really interesting, like make him have godlike power because of some super soldier. Like you couldn't do that with Sam? Like, they are so fucked up on the way they handle this racial stuff that they won't give Sam anything compelling. They won't actually, like, have the character do anything really awesome and interesting and compelling because they're so fucking worried about the optics. So, therefore, he does nothing. It's so ridiculous. Like, you could have just done that to Sam. Like, Sam doesn't even have to want it. What if some villain gives him the super soldier serum? What if some villain gives him a super soldier serum and has all these adverse effects and then all this like pain and drama and trauma come out of Sam in like a really crazy way or whatever? Bro, they're so stupid with the way that they handle some of these characters. Holy shit. Like it's not as though a black Captain America has to just be as lame and do nothing as Sam Wilson. In fact, Isaiah Bradley was cooler. Isaiah Bradley did more shit than that. No, you guys decided to do that. You decided to make him lame as fuck. Anyway, this is an angry stream and it's your fault, chat. I want you to know that. I was trying to have a good stream. All right, let's keep going. Okay, next question. Tom Holland's going to be in Doomsday in any capacity, small part, cameo, anything? Some sources say yes. Some sources say no. Some don't even know. What I've been told is at the moment, Tom Holland doesn't appear to be in Avengers Doomsday. And it's being saved up for Secret Wars. Okay. I think he is in Secret Wars. But he'll either be killed really quickly or just not have a lot of screen time. Okay. And I think it'll be a future Foundation variant of Spider-Man, which would really be cool. Right. So that's just kind of what I think. But yeah, small cameo, small capacity, small. And then they'll really cook with him in Secret Wars. That's just I don't know anything about that. It's just kind of feeling I get. Okay. Let's see here. Word of God, a magical book that Doom would be using in Avengers Doomsday. Will this book have anything to do with how he gains more power throughout the movie? Or is it just something that he's already has and used? Ooh, this answer is kind of interesting. Says, Doom has a large collection of trinkets and items he has been collecting throughout his adventures. It's why he's so powerful, even without Loki's abilities to make him a god. Bro, that is the thing I'm most excited about with the film. And I've talked about this before, but I think it's twofold. It's not just that he'll have all these artifacts, it's that he'll have all this knowledge. And I'm really looking forward to, and I hope that like he'll meet Thor and be like, I've met countless Thors before in my life, but I've never met one so stuck on the same arc throughout all of his movies and adventures. You just will never grow up, will you? You know what I mean? Like, I want him to like meet Sam Wilson's Captain America and be like, in every other version of the universe, he gives the shield to Bucky. And looking at the box office of your movie from last year, I can see that this is the universe in which he made a mistake. You know what I mean? Or like, who else sucks ass? She-Hulk. Okay? I'd love for Doctor Doom to come face to face with She-Hulk and be like, you know, in most universes, She-Hulk's actually sexy. Like, that's the kind of energy I want from Victor Von Doom. And number one, it would be kind of funny, but it's actually also a good way to sort of throw a bone to the audience. I've talked about this before, but like legitimately, you could fix things. You can actually come in, have Doom with knowledge of the whole ass universe, start to make commentary that speaks to concerns that fans have had for years. Like Magneto in all of those Fox movies is a little shady compared to the Magneto from the comics. Magneto would not say in chess the pawns go first, referring to mutants. He wouldn't just sacrifice mutants like that. So Doom could be like, most Magnetos actually practice what they preach. I've never met a Magneto as cold as you that's willing to sacrifice other mutants. You know what I mean? Like, there's actually something there, man. There's like something there. There's some juice. So that's cool. I'm glad that he has all the trinkets. I hope it extends to him actually using that knowledge to talk some shit. Okay, next question. I remember a previous one he said Yelena is Bob's person in Doomsday. Can you elaborate on that? What? Okay. There's not a romantic undertone, partial tension there. It's more along the lines of Yelena being the one who understands Bob the most. Yeah, I thought that was obvious. Sure, he's friendly to the new Avengers, but if Yelena were in trouble, Bob would literally burn down heaven and earth to save her. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. What if Cosmic Spider-Man defeats Doom in Secret Wars? That'd be cool, but no. All right, couple questions here about Secret Wars. In Secret Wars, or theoretical part 3 of the saga, do you think we'll see Bob and Wanda team up in some capacity or talk with each other? Basically, I'm just wondering if they'll have any kind of relationship in these movies. Doubtful, says Alex. Okay. Is Peggy going to be in Secret Wars? I could see her being a part of Doom's court. That's potentially another super revealing thing that Alex just said there. Okay, hold on to your dick. Hold up. So Alex just said that he could see Peggy being a part of Doom's court. Well, what do we know about Peggy, man? What do we know about Peggy and Doomsday? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? We know that she's Team Doom. We know that she gets convinced to be Team Doom because of the incursion and the moving of Steve and their children, and she wants all this stuff, okay? Man, I got a theory about I got this other theory, but I don't want to spoil too much. I think this is going to go in a way where these people that follow Doom, she blames Steve and herself. Yeah. I mean, Steve ultimately made the choice. But yes. I think a lot of the followers of Doom in Doomsday will come to a point where Doom maybe takes something from them and yet says, if you follow me through to the end, you can have this thing back in a perfect universe. Which, doesn't that kind of sound a little bit like what would be an obvious motivation for Wanda Maximoff? I mean, if Wanda is out there and she wanted to be with her kids, imagine Doom saying, oh, hey, Wanda, you want your kids? Help me destroy the multiverse and rebuild it. And in the reality I build, you can have your kids back. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. He says, I could see her being a part of Doom's court. Yes, quite interesting. Okay, so then he's asked about tidbits, okay? He said, just the exploration of a two-parter, I can confirm through sources and evidence provided recently that the Russos have another Avengers film that they're working on aside from Doomsday and Secret Wars? Based on their statements, there's a chance it'll involve splitting Secret Wars into two. However, it could be the next Avengers installment. What? Okay, hang on. So there's two ways this could go. Okay? Number one, part 2 to Secret Wars. Part 2 to Secret Wars? I mean, I would be a happy boy. Okay? I'd be a pretty happy boy. Next installment is interesting. Next installment. Well, is that like Avengers vs. X-Men 4 or 5 years from now? Or is this Eternity War? Because back in 2019, when they did all those copyright procedural things, there were 3 Avengers movies that were copywritten. And I think there were actually multiple versions of each one, but it was The Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, and Eternity Wars. And we know that the next saga with the mutants and whatnot is supposed to involve maybe the first Firmament. Alex has been kind of cagey about that, but he's name dropped the first Firmament a couple of times. Strange dying in Secret Wars 1 would be a perfect cliffhanger. Yeah, you're talking about from the comic book perspective. Yeah, that would be a good part to put the ending. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So odds are, though, it would have to be like either way, it would come out soon, right? That is pretty wild, man. That's pretty wild. So he says, I can confirm just the exploration of a 2-parter. I can confirm through sources and evidence provided recently that the Russos have another Avengers film they're working on aside from Doomsday and Secret Wars. That's crazy. Based on their statement, there's a chance it'll involve splitting Secret Wars into 2. However, it could also be the next Avengers installment. Okay, now that actually makes me think of something Alex recently said too, because when the Russos made that comment about hopefully we'll get to do it 2 more times, I had assumed it was just Doomsday and Secret Wars. But Alex did quote tweet that and say he's like hiding this, they think they're clever or something like that. So that would indicate that Alex does believe that they have another movie that they're working on right now. Guys, what do you think, man? Thoughts on that? Would that be too crazy? I would absolutely love it, dude. Well, it would have to connect to what's currently going on, though, right? Wow. I don't even know how to respond to that, dude. Which is why they're doing even more reshoot. I know, that is crazy. That is crazy, guys. And Alex is very good. Make no mistake about it. It doesn't mean this is 100%, but like he would not be pulling this out of his ass. Like he has legit sources. So, wow. I might have to reach out to some sources. I might have to reach out to some people now. Wow, wow, wee wah. I'm going to remote view Marvel Studios again. I have the answers. Interesting. Okay, next question says, will Secret Wars give us any passing the mantle scenes or moments from one character or another? Too early to tell, but I don't think so, honestly. Oh, wow, that's an interesting answer, too. Wow. Part 2 will be available in the next couple of days. Wow, that's a juicy part 1. That's a juicy part 1, man. Good for them. I hope they get some clicks on this. Okay, let's just try to go through the biggest hits here, the biggest crazy things. Illuminati 2.0, probably the Great Society of the X-Men universe. The X-Men are gray morally. They've done a lot of crazy stuff. Legacy actors potentially there. Toby and Garfield in Secret Wars. The Coven isn't a true Coven. The opening scene is crazy. Probably sort of low-key confirming the villains of Toby's universe in there. Potential Tom Holland cameo hinted at, which again I think is real. And then part 2, guys. Oh man, look, I don't want to take it back to that place that we were just at a half hour ago, where I was really mad and talking all that shit. But guys, if they somehow figured out a way to do this and they're doing a 3rd movie, it just goes back to everything else I was saying. They're making the impossible possible. They're trying to get back to being on the bleeding edge of making fan dreams come true. Dude, they're making dreams come true. They're just playing at a different level, bro. They're just playing at a different level. This is crazy. Thoughts, chat? Any thoughts on that? Children's Crusade could be a Secret Wars Part 2. I think Children's Crusade is going to be throughout. I think it's really important to Part 1, and if they do Part 2, for sure. I just think Secret Wars and 1 and 2 make sense. Would present it as perfect. Other heroes arrive. Guys. All right, I'm going to make a prediction here. It'll be announced at San Diego this year. It'll be announced at San Diego Comic-Con this year. It'll be announced at San Diego Comic-Con this year because think about it like this. San Diego Comic-Con this year, it's Doomsday. It's all about Doomsday, right? But what is Doomsday? Doomsday is the precursor to Secret Wars. The whole thing was the Russos said that they needed a movie just like Infinity War to set up the end game. Kendall, dude, we've been really chill all stream. I've been very passive. I've been very friendly to chat. You know, this guy came in and said his girlfriend wishes there were more female-led superheroes. And I said, it's about time, if you ask me. So we've been very chill in here. It's good to see you, brother. Dude, can you imagine the pop that they'll get at San Diego and just in general, how excited fans will be? We're already getting juiced for Doomsday. We already know it's the Part 1 to the Secret Wars, John, okay? So all of a sudden at Comic-Con this summer, they're going to be like, hey, guess what? Hell yeah, Doomsday's cooking. Here's a little tease. It's mind-blowing. Oh, and by the way, you thought that the Russos were just going to do one more Avengers movie? No, it's 2 more Avengers movies. Secret Wars Part 1 and Part 2. Dude. Oh, my God. Oh my God. That could actually work, dude. I'm shook. If that actually happens, then just fire James Gunn right now. You know what I mean? Because what's he going to do? Man of the Day after tomorrow with even more of his band of misfit stupid toys fighting fucking Temu version of a great villain from the comics? Just take him out to pasture. If that's what we're doing here, can you imagine? Because he's got to go up against Secret Wars next year. Like his Man of Tomorrow is gonna be competing. Oh, bro, that's my guy Kevin over there. Brother. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? They're cooking, baby. They're cooking over there. Okay, we got to do one more quick segment here, and then I'm going to open some magic cards, okay? We got to do one more. Dude, I know, it's not fair. Legit, it's not fair. And it shouldn't be fair for him. Okay, I got to, hang on here. I got to pull up a couple things. Whew. This is, dude. Oh my God, bro. Ooh, okay. All right. We got some shit. Oh man, there's some good stuff here. Oh man. Okay. I don't even know where to begin. Okay. I want to talk about the Doctor Doom stuff. Because Cryptic had some cool thoughts and feedback on that. Didn't he say some shit? Maybe I'll save that for a full video, full main channel video, going over the Doctor Doom stuff. 500 million views on the trailer launch for Brand New Day? Oh my God. Wow. 590 views within its first week. That's pretty crazy. So it didn't like break the record, but did good. Oh, I kind of want to talk about that. I kind of want to talk about this too. All right, hang on. I'll figure this out. Doctors of the Dooms. Maddie T says, look at a tweet I just quoted and tagged you. Possible leaks, Venom, Scorpion. Weird if he's mind controlled. Why would he not think it's Scorpion attacking? What? Get the fuck out of here, Maddie V. Why do you think that's the symbiote? It's not a Venom Scorpion leak, brother. No. It's not a Venom. No. Sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. Okay, yeah, this is the kind of shit I'm looking for here. X-Men team up. Will probably be one and done. Blah 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 blah. Hang on, chat. Hang on. I want to pull some shit up here. You really thought that was Scorpion? Or the Venom symbiote, bro? The fuck? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I swear to God, some of you guys are just, you must be paid by the studio to like come in and say some wild, crazy shit like that. All right, fuck it. We'll make this shit just go. We'll just do it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. All right, guys. We got to talk a little bit about Doctor Doom. There's been some really fun reveals about Doctor Doom recently. And Cryptic HD, who's very good, very reliable. What the fuck is going on here? Why can't I move this? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. So we got some new reveals about Doctor Doom today. Some of them coming from Cryptic, some of them are coming from Alex Perez. But I wanted to talk about this because it quells some of the concerns that I think people have about this iteration. Two main things that were said by Cryptic yesterday in a Q&A. Number one was that a lot of the movie, and I mean a lot of the movie, will be on the 828 universe. And it actually reminds me of something Kevin Feige said where he was talking about a scene that had Doctor Doom, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four all in the Baxter building. And I was like, oh shit. So they're all just going to be in the Baxter building. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's a big part of the movie. 828 will be a big part of the movie. One of the other things that was said was that you'll see all kinds of incursions. It's not just going to be the incursion from the 3 planets at the end of the movie, but you'll see a lot of incursions throughout the film. Now, some of that will probably be the X-Men universe just taking out a bunch of universes, and maybe we'll get a flashback or whatever, okay? But more and more, it seems like Doctor Doom is from the 828 universe. Cryptic went on to say that Doom is exactly the comic book version of Doom. He's calculating, powerful, cunning. He does have a history with Reed Richards. Okay, so this is a good teaching moment because it means I was wrong about something. And I actually did talk about this a couple of weeks back, but it's good with the new information out there to really clarify what I was wrong about and what it means. So we had it described for us in one of the leaks that came from Jeremy Conrad that there would be a scene that happens directly after the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four movie, where Dr. Doom is in the Baxter Building with Sue and Franklin. Apparently, there'll be some kind of alarm or something that goes off, and Johnny and Ben will be at a baseball game. They'll hear about the alarm. They come back to the Baxter Building. When they come into the Baxter Building, Reed, Sue, and Franklin are just there with Victor Von Doom. Okay? Now, they're going to say that Victor's their friend from college. They've known Victor for a long time. He's from the 828 universe. Okay? But we know that Victor left the universe. How do we know that Victor left the universe? 2 reasons. Number 1, because Alex Perez just revealed, and honestly, he revealed this a while ago, that Dr. Doom will have all of these trinkets, he'll have all of these relics, and he'll have all of this knowledge from his adventures throughout the multiverse. Okay, now this has been speculated on in the past. There were little teases and hints, but literally just today, the Cosmic Circus did a Q&A, and Alex very specifically said that Doom is so powerful in this movie because he has acquired all of these different items and relics from his time in the multiverse. Okay, the second reason that we know Doom left the universe is because Latveria and the Latvian flag that we see in the Fantastic Four movie does not have Victor's symbol on it. Okay, so this right here, actually, I got a copy of it. Okay, so this right here, this flag, that symbol with Doom's mask, that's the Latvian flag symbol when Doom is in control. In the Fantastic Four movie, you have a Latvian flag without that symbol, meaning Doom has not taken control of Latveria in 828. So the way you can put all of this together is that, yes, Dr. Doom was living out a basically normal Dr. Doom existence. That likely means that his origin was the same as it is in comics. His mom was a witch. His dad was a doctor. He's from Romania. He is recruited after creating some kind of an LMD and taking over the people in Latveria. The U.S. government puts him into a fake college program, and he's really there building weapons for them. All of that probably happens, okay? And it's even the case that Victor might try to go back into hell like he did in comics, try to get his mom's soul from Mephisto, get scarred, leave college, go to Tibet, study the mysteries, get the mask put on, and all of that sort of stuff, okay? It is absolutely and totally possible that all of that regular-ass Doctor Doom shit happened. But we know he leaves. So the question then becomes, what would cause Victor Von Doom to leave the multiverse? And I think there's a couple of answers. One would be the incursions themselves. So potentially at some moment, he finds out about an incursion and he leaves to go study them, to go figure it out. Okay, that is a possibility. Another possibility is he learns about the truth of the multiverse, and just out of curiosity, he wants to go seek and find out what else is in the multiverse. Okay, which I think that's probably what it's going to end up being. Another possible explanation is that he is so jealous of Reed and Sue that he wants their life, and he goes into the multiverse to try to find a life where they are at. Okay, because one of the rumors that was in addition to these rumors that was always hard to kind of fit in was that Victor would be from a universe where he married Sue Storm and had a child that was Franklin Richards, and there's going to be an experiment that goes wrong. This comes from My Time to Shine. Hello. At some point, Victor will be doing an experiment. The experiment will go wrong, and he'll lose his wife, he'll lose his kid, and his body will be damaged. Okay. But how do you fit all of those things together? That's the question. It's like, okay, so, we're hearing this. Cryptic also said 95% of the time, Victor will be in his costume. So there's going to be 5% of the movie where Victor is not in his suit. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. How do you put all of this together? Well, to me, it's just going to be obvious that we have a regular Doctor Doom. That's how you're going to have all the history between him and Reed. So there were people really concerned that, like, if you're doing this multiversal Stark Doom variant thing, you're not going to have him and Reed beefing. No, you're totally going to have him and Reed beefing, okay? But at some point, Victor becomes aware of the multiverse, either via an incursion, maybe dream walking, maybe when Tony dies, he has a dream of Tony dying, like Dr. Stephen Strange has when all of his variants are dying throughout the multiverse. And maybe Tony dying gives Victor a dream. And then Victor's like, why did I have this dream? He begins to explore via magic and then tries to go into 616 and creates an alternative timeline or something. I'm not really sure. Okay. But it's probably the case that Victor becomes aware of the incursions at some point and he goes out into the multiverse to try to figure it out. It's possible he ends up in a universe where he falls in love with a Sue Storm, where he is, becomes daddy to Franklin, either adopted or actually is the actual father. And he either loses them because he's trying to do an experiment to try to stop the incursion from happening. And maybe him being in the universe he doesn't belong in is something that causes the incursion. Maybe it has to do with Steve and the multiverse collapsing all sorts of different ways or something like that. I'm not really sure. Or maybe Doom sacrifices those people himself to try to gain power. It's possible that he did that. We're not really sure. But the new info, the thing that kind of makes it all work and the thing that glues it together is that it does appear that Victor, the RDJ Victor Von Doom, is from 828. He's a regular Victor in all regards, except at some point he leaves that universe. He goes on a whole multiversal adventure. He gets the witches. He gets all the magical relics. He's super powerful. And that's when he comes back to his home universe to try to save it and to try to save the multiverse. It seems like that's going to be the explanation. And I'd love to know what you think about that, chat. I think that's actually good. I think that's good. I think that's a way to kind of have your cake and eat it too. And because it kind of does both things I really want. It gives you traditional Doctor Doom, and then it gives you the Doctor Doom that's Rabam Al-Al. Because Rabam Al-Al, Doom in the Hickman stuff, he figures out that the universe could end at any moment. He stops the Beyonders from being able to blow it all up. The incursions start happening. Victor realizes that he needs to create a religion throughout the multiverse. And he starts manipulating people on a huge scale to try to save everybody. So, dude, I love it. How long would he be gone for, do you think? Well, here's the thing. Because he can time travel too, it's not just that he was out in the multiverse. He's probably out in the multiverse jumping around time. So you know how Loki was gone for centuries. OB tells him you would need to be studying physics for centuries. And then it says centuries later. But we don't really know how long he was gone. Dude, Loki was gone for eons, maybe. How long was Doom gone? Man, I don't know. Whew, I don't know. I'm Jordan Harrington says, I'm going to DM you an AI picture of me and my fake girlfriend at the Spider-Man Brand New Day, flipping you off and saying my name of Doom. I really appreciate that. I think AI is probably more useful in other ways, but whatever you got to do, bud. You know what I mean? Appreciate the love. Yeah, what do you guys think? Kind of crazy, huh? Kind of wild, but I think pretty cool. Do you think Doom's family is from 838 because Reed is dead? Yeah, I've speculated about that. I think that would be cool if he goes over to 838 But Reed dies like in that movie though. That's the thing. So Doom would then have to like, slip in there and, you know, wife her up or whatever. Do you think Loki and Doom encountered each other before? I think so. Yes. I think they will have a history that will be explored maybe. Yeah. I just read his message, guys. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, everybody's like, wait, what are you? I just read the man's message. Jeez. Yeah, but if Doom sent Wanda to 838, that would be crazy, dude. I would love that. So you're saying we only get one Doctor Doom with no variants? No, you're going to get variants, but just not a lot of them. By the way, you've already seen one of the variants. You called him Tony Stark for 10 years, but he was Victor. You're going to have Victor Von Doom variants. You're just not going to have a ton of them. In the same way that like the mutants in 616 are just starting to emerge, Victors are just starting to emerge after He Who Remains died. Yeah. Yo, what if Reed and Doom used to chug kegs in college, and then one time they hit a joint, and Reed accidentally mentioned the idea of the multiverse, and Doom takes it serious and had the incident? I mean, that's crazy, dude. It sounds like you're writing for the James Gunn DCU, though. That, you know, that feels very akin to the gloobly glob band of misfit toys bullshit that we're getting from those, what did Deadpool call them? Fuck sticks down the street or whatever. So, I mean, yeah, it's a very James Gunn kind of writing there, you know. Appreciate the love, though. So Doom has been studying and killing variants of other heroes. I think so, brother. Yeah, I think so. The only Victor we care about is Wembanyama Mama. I don't know who that is. Is that from Sports Ball? Does he do good with the Sports Ball? In Age of Ultron, when Vision is born, he says to the Avengers, "Maybe I am a monster. I wouldn't know if I was one." And it cuts to Tony. Was that Doom foreshadowing? Ooh, girl. Yes. OMGC89 says with a 10 spot, I'm actually happy is RDJ's Tony is a Doom variant, because although I love his portrayal of Tony, before RDJ Tony was not like that in the comics. Tony's an asshole. He's not funny. He's not comedic. Yeah, and I think we might get a more accurate Tony after this too. But we had a turn. We had Victor Tony, and it was cool because it was different. Runes, magic, witches, and pettiness. Reed. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm really excited. Say Wembanyama again. Okay, I will. Do you think 616 is the only Tony Stark? No. There are other Tonys, I think. Yeah, kind of cool updates about Doctor Doom, man. I really think people are going to enjoy this. I know there was some concerns and some consternation, but they figured it out. They figured out a way to like thread the needle. They've got traditional Doom, and yet they have this obvious setup for why and how he left and went around the multiverse. And I really think there's something to that whole idea of him coming in and being like, you know, Shuri, in every other version of the multiverse, you're able to save your brother. Looks like in this universe, they fucked it up and doubled down with Wakanda for Girls Get It Done Ever. Like, there's a serious opportunity, right, for Doom to sort of be this, like, sort of meta voice and, like, meta contextual with all that kind of stuff. It'd be great. My name is Doom. Do you fear that fan theories will be better than what they wrote? No, not really. Not really. I think in this particular instance, they know they need to cook and they need to cook big. So I'm hoping they actually surprise me with some stuff that I didn't even think of. That would be cool. Yeah. That would be cool. I think not only is it good, it is exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Shadow King? Yeah, Shadow King's sick, dude. It'd be sick to get some Shadow King. All right, let's end that segment there. All right, I need to take just a little break. I'm gonna go potty. I'm gonna go on the potty like a big boy. That's what I say to my son. We're trying to get him to go on the potty more. Woo! We gotta open this cool magic thing and get all the magic cards. Oh man, this better be full of really good, expensive cards. All right, chat. I'm just gonna go to the potty like a big boy, and then we're gonna open up this incredibly expensive pack of Marvel Magic: The Gathering cards. And I want big money, no whammy. I want big money, no whammy. I'll be right back. I also have to take my coffee because I need to slam coffee because you guys have raged me out today. All right. I'll be back, you poopy buttholes. No, Luke. No, Luke. Oh, God. I just stepped on a screw. Literally, a screw. On my bare feet. It's probably some kind of karma, but we don't have to talk about that. All right. Get your inner and outer sleeves ready. I got a few sleeves here. I don't know what the inner outer means. What are you talking about? We'll put some sleeves here in case we get some big hits. All right. Are we ready, chat? Are we ready to start opening up some of these beautiful babies? Are these the tops ones? No, dog. This is Magic the Gathering. Okay? So this pack was $500, which is way too expensive. Way too much. Also, I'm going to shrink myself down a little bit. All right, boom. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's crack some packs. Let's have some fun. Ooh. 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 Okay, so we're looking for the biggest of the big hits. would be the Galaxy foil. Hang on, I want to adjust this a little bit. Should I adjust it or is it fine? Should we just do it? For 500, what do they do? Well, they hopefully are worth more than that, and then I sell them. So we're looking for the big holy grail card would be a Galaxy foil of the Soul Stone. They only printed 150 of them. If I get one, I'm gonna freak out like a little girl. Okay. The other ones would be the. Oh, do I need to mirror it? Oh yeah, I do need to mirror it. How do I do that? They're back. It's backwards. How do I do that? Look what I just did. I just did that to me instead. Oh boy. Oh boy. God damn it. I don't even know what I did. How do I undo that? Okay, everybody relax. Flip horizontally. Ayo! Boom shakalaka, figured it out. Let's go. Okay. So. Hang on, chat. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. All right. Let's start them. Let's start them out. Okay. We're going for big money, no whammies. We're going for big money, no whammies. Okay. First pick. So it's gonna be some bullshit cards. Some of these I did need though. Ooh, full art Avengers Tower. That's kind of cool. A planes. Ooh, a Monica's Rambeau's. We'll put her down here. Ooh, a Radiant Summit. That's cool. I wanted that. That's like a $30 card. Ooh, I wanted that, John, too. And it's in foil, baby. Iron Man. We got dope Iron Man. That's so cool. Hang on. You know what I should do? Shrink myself just a little bit more. Dude, that Doctor Doom is sick. That Iron Man is sick. Thunderbolt's Conspiracy. Okay. That's probably just okay. All right, cool. Good first pack. That's a good first pack. I wanted that Doctor Doom, so I'm kind of pumped about that. We want one of the comic book variants. Ooh, a signed art card. That's cool. Okay, so bullcrap. Ooh, full art Abomination. That's cool. Captain Marvel. We love her and we love our female superheroes, so we're super pumped about that. Photon. Mighty Marvel, another awesome female character. We love those. Ooh, the Civil War, the comic book version. Oh, shit. Escape into the Wilds, full art Hulk version, baby. Oh, a foil Mjolnir Hammer of Thor. And look at that signed art card. That's cool. Okay, okay, that's not bad. Okay, all right, not bad. A big hit would be one of the full art comic book variants in foil. Old art of the Soul Stone would also be really hot. Here, let me move that ever so slightly so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, all right, all right. All right, ready? Bullcrap card, bullcrap, 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 bullcrap. Oh, I don't have a songbird yet. That's cool. Farseek, okay. Sky Cycle. Ooh! Extended art Human Torch. Oh, that's a nice hit. Actually, no, I'm not even kidding you. This She-Hulk is actually like pretty desirable. People are pretty into the She-Hulk. Foil too. That's not the comic book variant, but that's a nice variant. That's really cool. Arch Nemesis. Final Showdown. Ooh, Path to Exile, baby. We got Final Showdown and Path to Exile in their full art version. That's nice, dude. And then Super Adaptoid. He's actually really strong. Super Adaptoid's actually really, really strong. Okay, okay. All right. All right, all right. All right, nothing crazy yet, chat. I'm feeling good though. I feel like we're gonna get a good one here. Bullcrap, 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 bullcrap. I like that Thor actually. Ooh, Flash Thompson, Spider-Man fan. Ooh, Metum Hydra. Okay. Wasp. Oh, dude, I wanted this Daredevil. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to build a commander, actually, with this Daredevil. I like this Daredevil a lot, man. That's cool. That's a nice hit. Ooh, War Leader's Call. The Wrecking Crew kind of sucks ass. Okay, that one wasn't that great, actually. That was kind of a lack. We need a better one after that. You know what, Night King, you're absolutely right. But I'm actually like mad that you brought that up. You know what I mean? Like, don't bring that up. Don't bring that up to me. But you're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. Ready, guys? All right. So bullcrap, 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 bullcrap. Ooh, foil, Mr. Fantastic. Okay. Ooh, he's so shiny. Why won't it focus? What the hell just happened? What the fuck? Why is the focus all the way up there? Ooh, so shiny. Okay, I needed that cap. Fabled Passage, Quicksilver kind of sucks ass. Defense of the Heart, let's go. And the alternate art one. Oh! Sentry, foil, extended art. You know, this card, I love the Sentry. This card kind of sucks though. I've tried to make him work. He's kind of tough. But damn, is that beautiful. That is a beautiful card. So shiny. Okay, no big good hits yet. We're about halfway done. I'm a little pissed. Definitely not worth $500 yet. Why is the focus not? All right, ready? Let's keep going here. Let's do big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Ooh, a freaking common. Or no, that's a rare. That's Blazing Crescendo. Okay. Devil Dinosaur. Another Captain Marvel. Ooh, another. This Jennifer Walters might be a nice hit, actually. That's a good hit, because that's the one. Ah! That is nice. So we got 2 She-Hulks, actually. They're pretty nice. I love She-Hulk. Dig Through Time, dude, in the Kang variant with the foil. That's really pretty. That is cool. Oh, a foil version of Civil War. Okay. All right. So far, I think that's our best hit. Is that She-Hulk? I'll double check. Let me double check. Let me double check. I think that's our best hit so far. And it's not even a crazy one. It's just like decent. The Doctor Doom's like $27. Ooh, okay, so that's actually not as good as I thought. But the one She-Hulk, the other one we pulled is 23, and then this one's like 19. Dude, that Mjolnir I pulled is 25? That's crazy. Okay. All right, definitely not $500 worth, but not bad. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 more packs, dude. I'm starting to question if this was a good investment. Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay. Bullcrap, bullcrap, bullcrap. Ooh, I like that Iron Man, actually. Bullcrap, bullcrap, bullcrap. Ooh, the Thing, Ben Grimm. Okay. Okay, a little Winter Soldier. Mirror Mirage. Okay, Captain America. Reconnaissance. Oh! That's a good hit. Ultron in his foil comic book card art. That's a good hit, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we're looking at. That's a good pull. That's 87 duckaroos. 87, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Now that's a pull, baby. Let's go. All we need is like 4 more of those to break even. All right, we'll put him to the side. That's nice because I can probably at least trade that towards the foil Doctor Doom that I want, the comic book version. That's what I'm talking about. All right, ready? All right. I gotta find a better way to do this too. Okay, bullcrap, 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 bullcrap. Ooh, the Spider-Mans. Black Widow, okay. Oh, this Hawkeye's pretty good. Sundering Growth, okay. And Heroic Feast, man, that pack sucks balls. I should have known. It had Ironheart. Well, they can't all be winners, I guess. Just chill out. Don't worry about it. I got some card sleeves right here. Hey, you know what? I should actually put the Ultron in a sleeve. You're right. Let's sleeve up the Ultron. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. All right, ready? Bullcrap. Origins of the Hulk. Ooh, another foil Mr. Fantastico. A little mountain action. Ooh, a nice mono green Hulk. A nice Abomination. Trading compound. Whoa! Ephemerate in foil, full art with Monica. That's pretty cool. Another Hawkeye. What the fuck? No! Shouldn't you be wearing gloves? No. The gloves actually do more damage than your fingers. Most people, like in the collecting field, like there's a small amount of oil in your hands for sure, but the glove will actually do more damage. Okay. Are you ready? We got 3 more. This is the third to the last one. We need big money, no whammies. Ooh. All right. We need big money here. Matt Murdock, seeker of justice. Ooh, Invisible Woman. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice Wolverine. Not in foil, but that's a nice Wolverine right there. That's a nice Wolverine. That's a nice one. Counter spell. Nice. Love it. What the fuck? The Serpent Society bullshit version in foil? No! Okay. We got 2 more, guys. We need 2 more. We need big money, no whammies. Okay? Bullcrap. All right. Here we go. We need the big money, no whammies. Okay? Epic fight. Ultron Unlimited. She a flying car. Unnatural growth. What the fuck? No! Oh no! Look, you can see my dog decided to lay down or sit right here. What are you doing? Okay. What are you doing, Lukey? What are you getting mad about? Okay. Last pack, guys. Last pack. We need some heat. Bullcrap. Ooh, bullseye. Okay. Multiversal incursion. That's cool. Not a big winner, but that's cool. The Great Mound. Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Ooh, Black Panther. Foil extended art. That's cool. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger's the last one? No! What the fuck? Man, that wasn't worth $500. Son of a bitch. How much did you lose? Enough. So these are the good hits. I'd have to go through the land. Maybe some of the lands are worth something. I don't think any of those reprints are worth anything. So like 80. It's like 30. These two are like 20 each. Yeah. The Kang is gas. I mean, the Kang looks great. That's for sure. The foil training compound might be decent. Foil full art Avengers Tower might be something. YouTube Dark Saber says, here's $5 since you didn't get your foiled Heather card. Love you, bud. Yeah, man. What the butt? We got straight booty cheeks over here. It's like She-Hulk was twerking again. I wanted the big money, no whammies. No, we got some good stuff here. We got some fun stuff. Plus, I don't have a lot of the set, so I needed to fill out the set anyways. And I'm trying to make a couple commander decks. The Ultron hit is good. I wish it was the Doctor Doom, though. Yeah. Yeah, this card's cool. These two She-Hulks are cool. The Ultron's real cool. Definitely a lot that I needed as well. Let's see here. Maybe let's just see if there's anything I'm missing that's kind of valuable. I'm surprised that Thor is worth 25. That's a little crazy. I guess that is the best variant of it. look, I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I've never done this before, but I'm actually going to blame chat. Now, hear me out. Yeah, you better not. You better not go in and get the Infinity Stone. So just hear me out on this, okay? This is why it's your guys' fault. I was supposed to have like really good vibes today and have good energy and be positive and, you know, be in a good mood. And you guys got me all fired up, so much so that you threw off the vibes and the energy, and I couldn't connect to the spirit realm properly and pull my best cards. So thanks a lot. Purple Funk says, check my last message. All right, let me see here. Anything good revealed for the Warhammer thing yet, by the way? Dude, I do not see your message in here, my guy. I do see a lot of messages. It seems like you guys were all fired up today for some reason. I do not see your message, brother. Do they make a Heather cod? They better not. But Josh, guess the good vibes I sent weren't so good. No, it's fun vibes. This wasn't terrible. Wasn't terrible. Got the Doom I wanted. Got some cool She-Hulk stuff. I've got cool variants for my superhero deck in general. I wonder if I'll build Ultron or just try to sell or trade him. Because I would really like to get that the Doom version of this. Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, you may pay 2. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it. The token isn't a creature. It becomes a 2/2 robot villain in addition to its other types. Wow, that's kind of good. You could do some really fun shenanigans with that. Maybe I should build an Ultron deck. Sorry, Jack. Not me. I put a 1 in the chat, my man. Yeah, exactly. Frostrodamus gets it. I'm glad everybody understands. I'm glad everybody gets it. All right, lads and lasses. Duggaditch says, the curse is the amount. 500 on Coke, 500 a box, 500 on these cards. Change up the formula and glory will be yours. Factual fact. But 500 is such a nice round number. It's such a nice round number. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here because I got to let my dog out and I got to eat some food. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. And I didn't even talk about the stream tomorrow. We're supposed to watch Thor tomorrow, but I didn't even announce it to anybody. Is anybody even going to show up? Okay, anyways, in summation, guys, we feel really bad for James Gunn and DCU. We're very positive on female-led superheroes, and we hope that all the rest of them are female-led solo movies for the rest of time. You know, we're really positive on Marvel Magic and wasting $500 on a box when I should have just bought singles. We're excited about all the things. Marvel's the best. Don't count Star Wars and DC out. They're gonna get it turned around. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And as I always say, I hope you, that's right, you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? I should have spent $500 on this fucking thing. Who convinced me to do this? Is the Thor membership stream tomorrow? I think so, but I forgot to tell everybody about it, Rossi. Shit, I better stream tomorrow to try to make up some of this $500. Fuck. Actually, it was Leclerc. He did a great job. He was like, "Oh, you want to put a pre-order down for the collective booster box that's going to drop next week? You can use your $5 off a month, a coupon on it." I was like, "Oh, dude, that's a great idea." He's like, "Oh, it's $500 to say no." I was like, What? He's like, "Oh, yeah, it's $500." And then he showed me all the cool cards you could get, and I was like, "Dude, I'll do it. I'll do it." It's $500. It's $500. It's $500. Yeah, $500. Yeah, $500. Oh, okay, everybody. I'm gonna get on out of here. I'll probably see you guys soon on a stream. Just try not to trigger me next time. Can you just be chill? Everybody agree with me. Don't fight me. Don't bring up that your fake girlfriend is excited about female-led movies. Fuck that, dude. She's ruining our hobbies. Okay, these goddamn succubus, she-devils, get them out of here. You know what I mean? Like, hey, geez. Just everybody agree with me. No fighting. Let's have a better time next time, okay? All right. We can do it. We can do it. We'll do it together. All right. I'm going to get on out of here, and I'm just going to request you to do one favor. Actually, make it two. Two favors. First up, open up your third eye. And next up, watch out your stinky butt.